Plant Pass is a certification system that is basically a checklist to see what our biosecurity processes are and make sure that we're following best practice. And good biosecurity practices are always worth doing. I think that's the investment up front. That means you get good outcomes later. So it's worth spending a bit of time to do that, and I think Plant Pass is just a structure to use to make sure you do have good biosecurity practices.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to find until you start, and I mean that in the best possible way. So on the surface it might seem like Plant Pass is a box ticking exercise for some, that we're getting a certificate, it meets some criteria, it's something we can put on the bottom of an email signature, it's something we can brag about in the industry. However, what we did find, and what I think any grower would find, is that once you start the process and you start really looking closely at the health of your plants, at the hygiene practices in your nursery, you start to notice other cracks, if you will, within your operation, or more so areas for improvement. And I think that's a really valuable thing that you might not find in your nursery unless you went through a process like this.
Yes, I'd say jump into it, really. It improves your efficiency, it improves your knowledge. You actually get opportunities to learn from other nurseries. You get opportunities to learn from specialists in the field, like really specialist stuff, like the myrtle rust kaupapa and the Phytophthora, insects and species that could be impacting your nursery operations that you would never know about, you know, unless you had it as a special interest or you actually were able to go and research it yourself. But I think for the everyday person, with the way the world's going, like, we have to work together. This is all we've got, you know. So, and that's like the power of it too. Is instead of looking at it and being like, do I need to Google spotty leaves? And it's like, well, actually, no, that's thrips, like, clearly, you know. But like now we know the knowledge because we know versus not knowing before. So it's, yeah, I'm very grateful.